Nice to meet you. I'm Audrey Menser, one of the team's senior engineers.
So hello and welcome to the channel once again. As you can see, we're here looking at F1 Manager 2022, and as you can see, just starting out, you get a little bit of help from this lady here, Audrey. I'm just going to run through my kind of opinion of the game, how it's kind of laid out, whether it's worth picking up in my opinion. Just getting to grips with the game really. It's been a while since I've done a video with different kind of content other than Assetto Corsa Competizione. But let's get back to reviewing this game and let you know whether it's worth picking up or not. As you can see, I decided to go with McLaren for my first outing in the game, just through choice really. McLaren's always been a team that I've supported really. Jenson Button was definitely my favourite driver at the time, but obviously moving on, I think Lando Norris is a great addition to the team, as was Hamilton. But Formula One at the end of the day is the only sport that I actually follow with any interest whatsoever. I don't mind watching any of the GT3 races or a bit of MotoGP, but F1 really is my only sport I follow. So coming into this game, I've got a really good understanding of how Formula One actually works, how to go about setting up tyres. Obviously setting a car up is completely different within this game, but it does play a huge aspect of the game, as we can see in the background here. Obviously you set your car up at each race, and it is a big emphasis on actually getting better within this game, is getting better at setting the car up here. And obviously we've only got 5 sliders to work with, but as you move one way, it moves another one another way. And the front wing and rear wing have an effect on toe out at the bottom, and it's the only two that really affect toe out. Anti-roll bar distribution and tyre camber don't have any effect on the straight line acceleration or maximum speed, but they do affect other areas. So the top two, front wing and rear wing, have a massive effect on the top 4 or all 5 together. But anti-roll distribution and tyre camber only affect cornering and traction. They don't affect the straights, but this is something you'll learn, and invariably you're trying to get these lines to match in the middle bars. Then you'll send your drivers out to do a bit of a recce, and usually takes between about, I'd say between 10 and 20 laps for them to get a feel for how the car is, and then they'll start to give you some feedback. You'll notice just down in the right hand corner where it says 4 out of 5, as soon as you get 5 out of 5, or Ricardo telling us here 5 out of 5, you just bring the car back in, and then it sort of narrows the boxes and you start to work within them again. Obviously where it says bad, you kind of want to move to the other end of the blue bars, and the good or great, you don't really need to move them a great deal, but you can choose to just skip this as well. You can simulate it, but in all honesty, when you play this game, I would suggest playing it at real time. As much as you can fast forward elements of the game, I found I was getting far more enjoyment from the game if I chose to run it at real time. And you can really, I don't know whether you would call it micromanaging, aspects of like power delivery, tyre wear. Obviously when you're racing and you're up against someone with a very similar car sort of performance, just tweaking how much you're accelerating, whether you're taking life out of the tyres, distributing or deploying your energy recovery system all the time, or harvesting the energy. It really is something that you're kind of getting involved with. It feels like you're like the race engineer and you're sort of talking with your driver and you're getting that feedback all the time from the driver, whether the car's tyres are overheating or whether the car feels different. It really is I think it's a great game, to be honest, especially for anyone that loves Formula One. If you're not really interested in Formula One, I wouldn't know why you would pick this game up. It's like me buying Football Manager or something, just absolutely zero interest. So I would definitely put this out for people that are interested in Formula One as a whole, because the spectacle of it, the way the cars, all the footage and everything is, it's just like watching live TV. It's just like watching the race itself. Obviously you're like the director, the editor, the manager, the pit engineer. You're doing absolutely everything, and it is very overwhelming initially, but I think the lady Audrey really does talk you through a lot of the basics at the beginning, and it's all about trying to like understand. You need to be constantly developing the car, which they are in F1. You need to always have like at least two areas of the car that you're designing, and then you're manufacturing bits for the car, front wings, chassis. But coming back on board, getting in the car and actually running qualifying sessions, it really is. I do enjoy just sitting in the car, listening to the drivers, making them push when you want them to push and ease off when you want them to ease off. I'd certainly suggest when you come to do the qualifying session, when the drivers are doing their out lap, just let the PC or let the console or the automatic driver handle the out lap, and then you could choose to run your pace and fuel and energy recovery system. But I do think it works fine if you just let the driver run this in automatic, because they'll do sort of a cool out lap, keeping the tyres in a good window. They warm the tyres up, and then on the out lap they're absolutely nailing it. But you are choosing when they actually come out of the pit, so it's finding a good gap within the other drivers so that your run isn't impeded. The blue flag system doesn't work particularly well, especially in these qualifying sessions and probably during the race, but invariably it doesn't work well even in reality. There's always drivers complaining someone's in my way, or what the hell's he doing in the middle of the track. So you've got all these issues to deal with, as well as obviously like the finance. So some of these cutscenes are a little bit kind of tongue-in-cheek, and Karun Chandok sort of delivers the lines that he was given in quite a it's just got no charisma at all. It's not the worst commentary. It adds a little bit to the game, but the set scenes are a little bit to be desired. But yeah, you come in and choose all your pit strategy. You can create your own strategies. I kind of just match on the left hand side here to the right hand side estimated race time. Obviously the one with the least estimated race time is going to be the best. But just watching the race itself, it's so much like watching the real thing. It's probably even better on PC. I think I was running this in 4K 60 frames per second. I haven't tried it to see if it will run in 120 frames, but I doubt it would. There's a lot going on in this game, but I really have enjoyed playing it. I've found myself doing 2 or 3 races, trying to get a system, trying to get a better system in getting the car set up, maybe simulating one of the runs and then doing the middle run, or just doing the full thing itself. So you've got like 3 hours of car setup, then you've got qualifying, then you've got the race. It kind of is better to do it over a couple of days, like one race. You can still spend 2 or 3 hours gaming, running it at normal speed, and it just gives you a better sense of achieving something. I know you can just fast forward it, and you can move it to like 16 times speed. But it's kind of like you're just trying to rush through the game rather than actually enjoying the game. I think for me, just running at this kind of speed, I'm kind of looking at the pace of the cars, obviously just watching the race unfold as well. There's some great races if you decide just to flick through the field and just watch it like a proper race.
And save fuel from now.
Here you can see I'm just trying to conserve a bit of fuel, but there's no real need to conserve it at this stage. I think I really should have been pushing, but this is early days in my F1 manager career. I think this is like the 8th race of the season or something like that. So I'm just trying to get to grips with managing the tyres, managing fuel loads,
just be careful with this tyre,
how the deploy and harvest works on the ERS. But I'd love just listening to the drivers' sort of feedback as you sort of make changes to their setup or to how they're going to be running the race. It really is good. You can jump on board with the drivers, you've got rear view cameras and whatnot. Obviously you can look at so many statistics as well. The sort of MFD on the left hand side there, you can see everything that you would usually see in a race weekend if you were watching it live on the TV. Some of the tracks do look a lot better than others. Some of it does flicker a little bit.
maximum pace.
But as you can see, I'm just adjusting his strategy as we get deeper into this and cars start to settle into their routine. Obviously Monaco is pretty much a procession at times, so it does feel when you reach sort of a stage where you're a couple of seconds behind each other. As you can see there,
good. Focus on recharge.
Just fast forwarding a tiny bit, you can see we're starting to reach the pit stop strategy, which is the main thing at Monaco really. But the animation and everything is really good as they come into the pit. I've not seen a pit stop go particularly wrong yet. My average pit stops are just under 3 seconds, which is pretty good. But you can, all these things you can develop. You can get the team to do more training with tyre manage tyre changes, or you can concentrate on the jack man. There's so many things that you sort of need to be doing, developing areas of your facilities, especially the boardroom, your helipad. You've got simulators that you're working to better, and obviously everything comes down to finance. You get incentives from race sponsors, whether you achieve different like Q1, Q2, Q3, or if you get fastest lap during the race, or they might ask you to finish above 5th place in a race, and if you sort of guarantee that slot, you get more money. It's all about money at the end of the day. Yeah, looking back here, we're at I think it's Bahrain, or yeah, I think it's Bahrain or Abu Dhabi. I forget which circuit this is now. But yeah, coming towards the end of the video, I really enjoy it. Definitely worth picking up. If you're a Formula 1 fan and you enjoy the sport in general, you certainly will enjoy this game. Definitely worth picking up, in my opinion. It's got a lot to offer. There's a lot of things to look for. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification and the thumbs up. It would be much appreciated. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Ciao for now.